Hello friends, welcome to my channel Clinical Biochemistry by Dr. P.K. Prabhakar. Today I'm going to talk about the COVID-19 variant, Omicron variant, that is recently discovered in the South African, so it has been given the name Omicron. So we are going to see some of the basic information which has been updated by the WHO about the Omicron. So if we'll see the first thing, this is a new COVID variant, coronavirus variants, which has been discovered. This variant, its name is B1.1.529, and WHO on the last Friday it has named that Omicron, which is the 15th alphabet of the Greek uh, alphabets. So WHO has set a trend that they are not going to name the different variants on the basis of Greek alphabet only. So this is the 15th alphabet. This is the 13th variant, which has used the 15th alphabet. Two alphabet has been skipped by the WHO, that is new and XIG, because of some of the misconfusion. So I have already a video on the nomenclature of the coronavirus. Roughly on this virus, in this Omicron virus, more than 50 different mutations have been there in their different genetic constitutions. Out of these 50 mutations, more than 32 mutations in their spike protein. Later on, we will see the spike different mutations which is present in the spike proteins. So more than 32 mutations in the spike protein, and this is the same spike protein which normally virus uses for entry into the host cells. So this spike protein is one of the most important target, not only for the virus to enter into the host, but for host also to trap virus or to block the virus or to uh, avoid virus entry into the host body. So most of the vaccines which we are going to use against the coronavirus, they are targeting this spike protein only. So this Omicron have number of mutations. One of the mutation is R203K and G203R mutations, that is associated with the increased infectivity, which were also present in the different other variants like alpha, gamma, and lambda variants. Virus had these mutations, which normally increases its infectivity. Later on, we will see the number of other mutations also. So, what is the difference about this variants? So, first, this Omicron might be 500 times more infectious than the Delta. Delta itself was more infectious than the Alpha. Delta was about 60% more infectious than the Alpha. And in India, not only in India and throughout the world, this Delta was the responsible for the second wave of this COVID coronavirus. So that was only 60% more infectious. But this Omicron is thought to be, it is going to be told that it is 500 times more infectious than the Delta. So while Delta variant was had only 8 mutations, and the Beta had only 3 mutations, this Omicron variant is having at least 32 spike protein mutations, and all these mutations is going to make this variant as a new virus. So the new virus may evade from our immune systems. It means even if someone has got COVID vaccines or COVID infections earlier, so they may not be immunized for this new variants. This new variant can infect the vaccinated or the previously infected people also, person also, or who has recovered from the corona also. This is the Jeffrey Barrett, Chief Scientific Officer, who has tweeted on his Twitter handle all the list of these mutations. So here is the list of 32 mutations, and different mutation is a different color has been given. So different color is having different kind of symbols. Like where red mutation is there, it means it is a bad mutations. Bad mutation, why? There are 9 red mutations are there on the Omicron that we have seen in the previous variants of concern also. The purple mutation are the new mutations not seen in other variants of concern, but we have lab data to suggest they are a threat. Yellow mutations, wherever it's yellow, if we don't know about that one, they have not been previously seen in any variants of concerned viruses. Blue mutations, which wherever it's blue, we have never seen this type of change before. They are means something or may not something, we don't know. We don't have that much information. And the green, this is a mutation that has been present in all of the variants since early 2020. So these mutations normally, whatever how it is going to affect, how it is going to impact on the pathogenicity of the virus. So normally these mutations are going to increase the transmissibility. So transmission rate of virus from one host to the new host or fresh host, that will increase, or virus will escape antibody from either vaccine or infection. Either you have actively produced antibody, or passively you have produced because of the infection. So both type of antibody productions, or that antibody, it virus will escape from those antibody effect, and then it is going to increase the severity of the disease. So this is the potential, it is not yet confirmed, because we don't have too much of experimental data. Experiment just has been started according to WHO, and WHO is going to encourage all those research on this new mutant. So there are a number of mutations that is normally receptor binding domain or some other domains, which normally going to help them to neutralize. So virus is not going to be neutralized by the antibody. These three mutations, which is present in the S1 S2 furin cleavage site, normally associated with the more efficient cell entry, so the transmission rate will be increased. Then there are some other mutations, and in this NSP6 deletions, which normally helps virus to escape from the innate immunity, interferon antagonism, and could also enhance transmissibility. And this R203 and G204R mutations on the nucleocapsid, which was seen in earlier alpha, gamma, and lambda associated, and they increase the infectivity. So this is the possible, means you can call it possibility. So they do these mutations is going to increase this type of region. Now, whatever current information we are having, these all are just speculations. We don't have too much of experimental data. So on November 26th November 2021, WHO designated the variants B1.1.529 variant, means they have put in the variants of concern and named them Omicron on the advice of WHO Technical Advisory Group of Virus Evolution, that is called as TAG-VE. This decision was based on the evidence presented to the TAG-VE that Omicron has several mutations that may have an impact on how it behaves, such as and how easily it is spread, or the severity of the illness it causes. Like, we are going to see, first we are going to see the transmissibility. So researchers in South Africa and around the world are conducting studies to better understand many aspects of this Omicron new variants, and will continue to share the finding to other studies as they become available. In the transmissibility, it is not yet very clear whether Omicron is more transmissible, that is more easily it is going to spread from one person to one host to the other host, or one person to the other host person, compared to other variants, including Delta. The number of people uh, testing positive has risen in area of South Africa affected by these variants, but it might be because of the rate has been increased. More means hospitalization rate has been increased, so more people is going to be infected with the coronavirus. It is not yet confirmed that all the infection is because of this Omicron only, or there are some other factor which is responsible for the increased rate in infection. So yet we will get a data on the transmission, then only we can tell that it is having 500 times more transmission than the Delta. These are just speculations. Second one is on the severity of the disease. It is not yet clear whether infection of Omicron cause more severe disease compared to the infection with other variants, including Delta. Till now, Delta was the most severe variant. Preliminary data suggests that there are increased rate of hospitalization in South Africa, but uh, this may be due to the increased overall number of people becoming infected rather than a result in the specific infection with the Omicron. So we have not, rate of hospitalization has been increased, but we don't know this is due to the overall number of infections, or that is because of the specific infection with the Omicron. So that has to be confirmed. Then there is currently no information to suggest that symptoms associated with Omicrons are different from other variants, because we don't have any studies. The South African medical officer has come and they have told that they have seen some kind of symptoms. So that symptom we will talk later on, but we don't have exactly the specific symptoms, specific information on the symptoms. Initial reports reported infections were among university students who are younger individuals who tends to have more mild diseases, but understanding the level of severity of the Omicron variants will take day to several weeks. All variants of COVID-19, including the Delta variants that are dominant worldwide, can cause severe death or cause diseases, in particular for the most vulnerable people. That is, you can call it immunocompromised people, or who is having HIV or some other immunosuppressive things. Thus, prevention is the always key. That is on the severity. Then, if you are going to talk about the effectiveness of prior SARS-CoV-2 infections, like preliminary evidence suggests that maybe an increased risk of reinfection with Omicron. That is, people who have previously had COVID-19 could become reinfected more easily with the Omicron as compared to other variants of concern. But informations what we are having is limited. So more information on this will be available in the coming days and the weeks. Now, effectiveness of vaccine, if we'll see, WHO is working with technical partner to understand the potential impact of the variants on our existing counter measures like vaccines or some other treatments. Vaccine remains critical in reducing the severe disease and death, including against the dominant circulating variants, that is Delta. Current vaccines remains effective against the severe death and disease and death, and reduces the hospitalization rate. Now, many vaccine manufacturing company has come and they have told that they are already working on this new variants, and in a few weeks they will come with a modified or the evolved vaccine. So that will work. That is the one positive things. Then, if we'll talk about the effectiveness of the current test, the widely used PCR test or RT-PCR test continues to detect infections, including infections with Omicron, as we have seen with other variants as well. Studies are ongoing to determine whether there are any impact on other types of tests, including rapid antigen detection test or some other tests. So that will be evaluated. That will be done. Now, effectiveness of current treatments. So, in the COVID-19, we have seen earlier that corticosteroids and IL-6 receptor blockers will still be effective for managing patients with the severe COVID-19 disease, and other treatments will be asserted to see if they are still be effective given in changes to part of the virus with the Omicron variants. So that will be seen. So this is might be working there. Other than that one, at the present time, WHO is coordinating with the large number of researchers around the world to better understand the Omicron and their pathophysiology. Studies currently underway or underway shortly, including assessment of the transmissibility, severity of the disease, severity of the infections, including the symptoms, performance of vaccines and diagnostic tests, and effectiveness of treatment. Then only we can have some kind of conclusive evidence, conclusive statement on their transmission, rate of transmission, severity of the disease, performance of the vaccine or the diagnostic test, and their treatments. WHO encourages countries to contribute the collection and sharing of hospitalized patient data through the WHO COVID clinical data platform to rapidly describe clinical characteristics and the patient outcomes. And more information will emerge in the coming days and weeks. So this is all about information what WHO has shared on different components, like on the transmission rate, effectiveness of the treatment, tests, vaccines, medicines, and severity of the disease. So hope you have got some information. If we will more new information will come, I will share with you. So if you're not subscribed my channel, please subscribe it. If you like the video, press the like button. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.